You know, the funny thing is we're talking about the NBA potentially being too soft. Again, we disagree with Fox Sports 1's narrative. Charles Barkley showed us a little bit about what the old school is like. Yeah, he did some of that last night.
You was upset about that. I saw you. I saw what you said.
What did I say?
You was like, you know, look at him mocking. Didn't you say he was mocking?
Yeah, I think it was a forced apology.
Of course it was forced apology.
Yeah, so we're in the same boat. We're in the same boat. Yeah, he was mocking it, but I still thought like it could have been. It could have been better. It could have been improved. It could have been, look, I'm really sorry. Instead, he was pretending to box. He was shadow boxing.
Is it really an apology?
It's his personality and he's having fun with it.
Right.
But I don't think that he really meant it. It's just my opinion.
Is it really an apology if you say, I'm sorry? Not that you didn't. He meant it. He said, hey, I meant it. I'm sorry that I said it. See, that's always a little funny.
Oh, that's total crap.
Yeah, because if I meant it, then, you know, what am I apologizing
It's like
for?
saying, I'm really sorry that I hurt your feelings. Instead of saying, no, I'm sorry for what I did.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry.
What he was saying was, I'm sorry I'm on, you know, national television. I don't want to lose my job.
Yes.
I should have probably said that during the commercial.
Yes.
But that's, see, hold on though. That's the whole TNT thing though. So you gotta take the good with the bad. Because they always talk about fighting and beating up in each other and crossing the line and using some curse words and stuff like that. But you know.
Well, here's part of what he said and why historically, in my opinion, from what I put together, he's wrong. Take a look.
I would never punch an NBA player.
And now Barkley gets into it, and he and Lambeer, and now there are some punches thrown.
I would never punch an NBA player.
Ball by Oakley, and Barkley goes at Oakley. Barkley trying to go back at him.
I would never punch an NBA player. I would never punch an NBA player. I would never punch an NBA player.
Maybe he meant as an old man.
Maybe.
You know. So you could do that back. See, that's the difference. He could punch and fight, and well, they probably got suspended, what, 1 game?
Barkley?
Yeah, they didn't get kicked out of the games for that type of stuff, did they?
The Oakley one was an exhibition game.
Yeah, they get 1 game, right? You do that, you throw those type of punches in an NBA game now, you're sitting 5 to 10 games. So which could have an
in this NBA landscape, probably more.
And that's adverse to your team, especially if you're a Charles Barkley or Oakley. That, you know, those type of guys are instrumental to the team's success. So I think players, I think they maybe want to throw them hands. But I think in the back of their mind,
they know they can't.
They know.
Because there's so much on the line with not only your player contracts, your endorsements, but also with what we are in the social media era.
Yeah, it's different. It's different.
It's everywhere.
It's different.
It's everywhere. You are going to see this a million times all throughout. Whenever you pull up your phone and tap on one app,
everything comes
you are then going to see it over and over and over again. My main point is, it's more of a history lesson on Charles Barkley for a lot of the millennial audience who's watching this and whatever the younger generation is called now, underneath the millennials, because I don't even know what it is. Charles Barkley was a bad dude. Like, he was a tough dude. And he also had, look at Dr. J, stage left. What do you remember about this?
Is that who's that? Is that Moses Malone putting a chokehold on Bird?
Moses Malone, and then Patrick Ewing was in there as well. There's Larry Johnson.
Hey, that Muggsy Bogues, like, what the hell? I'm out of here. Hey, Muggsy Bogues on the end.
Charles Oakley.
Yeah, these are some.
They went at it.
Yeah, because they could. And it wouldn't be on, you know, it'd be in a newspaper. Look at that.
And he was also part of the fight that occurred between Bill Lambeer. They went at it. He also sent Bill Lambeer something that said, like, hey, what was it? You're a sissy, sign Charles.
You can't say that.
No, it wasn't even that. Who was his running mate?
Oh, Barkley?
In Philly.
In Philly? Yeah.
Rick Mahorn.
Rick Mahorn.
So Rick Mahorn went on the record saying, yeah, that wasn't what he said.
That's not what he said.
It was a little further. Now on top of that, I want you to react to this. Again, we are telling the story of Charles Barkley, the history of Charles Barkley.
History of Charles Barkley.
He also had this controversial moment. The controversial moment with Nike and an ad that basically defined him as an athlete.
I am not a role model. I'm not paid to be a role model. I am paid to wreak havoc on the basketball court. Parents should be role models. Just because I dunk a basketball doesn't mean I should raise your kids.
So Charles Barkley,
not a role model.
I studied this in like journalism school.
Okay.
Yeah, and we talked about it, and it was heated between the class of like, are athletes role models? Are they not role models? Regardless, what do you remember about Charles Barkley other than having some of the best nicknames that I've also ever seen?
Well,
according to what was this, ESPN Classic? Ton of fun, good time blimp.
Good time blimp.
Yeah, you want to read a few of them?
Like, good time blimp.
This is at Auburn.
I remember bread truck. Okay. Charles Barkley hasn't changed much since I was a kid until now. He's just retired. He pretty much talked like that the way he talks now when he played. He always, that's just who he is. I disagree with a lot of stuff that Charles Barkley says, but I can't say that he hasn't been consistent in being who he is for the last, 30, 40 years.
Yes,
I mean, since I've known him to come to the league, he's been like, he was throwing fans through plate glass windows.
And spitting on fans, which he apologized for profusely.
So, once again, this shows, and I hate to say this, but it shows if you're a little crazy, if you're a little out there.
I know where you're going.
Little Kanye.
Yeah. You get the shine.
You get the shine. He makes millions of dollars. People watch him every night. They had the best show, the NBA, whatever you want to call it, pregame, postgame show.
NBA on TNT.
Yeah, and he's a wild cannon.
Yeah, he's kooky.
Is it a wild cannon? Loose cannon. I like wild cannon.
I like wild cannon better.
I don't keep that wild cannon.
Can you imagine? Oh, Charles, man, he really was a wild cannon.
I was wild cannon. So
it's Nick Cannon, his middle name.
What happened to Nick Cannon? You doing all right?
Don't bring this up.
Oh, don't bring up Nick Cannon. But yeah, so if athletes should be role models, I don't think athletes should be forced to do anything besides what they're paid to do. They should be forced to do it. They want to take on that role, no problem. But as a parent, I would say that it's not, you shouldn't be like, hey, look up to Charles Barkley, look up to Michael Jordan, look up to LeBron.
Right.
I mean, you could say, hey, you could pull certain things from them, but they should not be learning about life through somebody that plays basketball.
However, here's the thing. Charles, back in the day, made it uncomfortable for everyone in Philadelphia and everyone who covered the NBA or followed the NBA or read the newspaper every day because he brought up something that is still like a no-no for whatever reason in this day and age, which is race. Yeah. Which, if we're looking back on it, he was consistent as hell with as well.
He's always been consistent.
He has.
Pushing the envelope.
Yes, very much so. And if you set that precedent early.
Yes, you can roll it all the way out.
Absolutely.
And then you hate the media, then you become the media.
Yeah, fair
happens all the time.
Fair point.